Hello and welcome to the Blue Tweezers channel with me, Alan from the Blue Tweezers, and my opponent here, who's going to be playing Vietnam with me. This is Pat Mullin. Say hi, Pat.
Hey, how's everybody doing?
Right. Just one thing before we quite get into the game is that I'm actually using a completely different streaming system here, so it would be really useful if people could feedback how it's looking and how it's sounding, because I'm using different software and an old laptop, and I think it's going to be all right. But yeah, let's see how we go. It's an attempt to get a little bit better resolution on the screen. Hopefully you can see this in 1080p. Yeah, let me know if that's not the case, or you are struggling to hear us, or big delays or something like that. So at least I can know that I need to do a little bit more testing. But anyway,
test.
So drop us a line in the chat
But-
if you wouldn't mind. It's really it would be really useful. Thank you anyway. Right. Okay. So yeah, we're
It seems to be fine. I can hear it.
yeah.
So
Good.
I
Marvelous. Okay.
let me.
So let's go with it for the time.
So all right. So let's So since you've got control of the PDF document and all that, what everybody's seeing.
Yes.
Let's just show them real quick the so the way these scenarios work are one of the things I like about them for this game is they're the scenarios themselves are very reflective. They reward the same things that playing the campaign would. You know, you and I have talked about that, and so we'll get into that with the victory points. The most of the victory points for anybody watching, I don't want to go through a laundry list, but it has to do with like provincial capitals in the game, which I'll point out as we go or whatever. If Alan's playing the NLF, I'm playing the US. If they're occupied, that at any time during the scenario, they'll give the NLF victory points. And then basically gets a lot of victory points for presence. Different types of like cultivated type terrain, or just having units, present, in South Vietnam in the play area here. Yeah. So, and one of the things I want to go over, if you hit the hide all pieces on the map there, Alan.
Yes.
So one of the interesting things, because remember, all the border hexes are in play. You follow what I'm saying? So, so our player is like, if you guys see here is, so if you look down there near Saigon, there's a province called Ha Nagia, so that's in play. And then there's a province called Binh Duong, that's in play. And there's a province called Phuc Long, way up there in the northwest, that's in play. And then there's a province called Tay Ninh, that's in play. And then Cambodia is in play. You could go wherever you want. Cambodia is the NLF, but obviously you're probably going to stay somewhat close to the play area. Otherwise, you're just moving away to move away, which you could do. Yeah. But because of the vagaries of this, if you notice, Alan, there's a major city called Gia Dinh.
Yeah.
That's in a border hex.
Yeah.
So that's grabbable for you if I don't defend it.
Mm.
You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, because this is done like as a hex by hex thing. I kind of had to examine it carefully, and because they have the U.S. set up in this scenario, which is interesting, given the boundary area that we're playing in, right? Mm-hmm. Within certain hexes of areas that are outside the boundary. So if you now throw the units there, right? I made the call and said, well, I have to set them up in the play area. You know what I mean? So even though they were like, you could set up within one hex of Bien Hoa, well, right. I can't set up outside the play area. I've got to be inside it. So it turned into, I could set up in one of two hexes, for instance, with the 173rd. Right. So, which is what I did. So, but just for your knowledge of that, like if I don't have somebody there in Giadin,
Mm.
you could smash and grab it for some good victory points.
Sure.
So I was kind of had in the back of my head the historicity of the knowing very well the operational scenario for this campaign, because basically I've designed a smaller scale Operation Attleboro game, right? And I
Indeed.
was kind of was kind of impressed. He got most of the order of battle right, given the fact I always say Nick Karp did a fantastic job, given that the game was designed and developed 10 years after the war ended. So there were a lot of sources that were lacking,
Mm.
and some were some basic order battle stuff. So a couple of things I just wanted to point out.
Mm-hmm.
So if you hover over the 173rd there, in the base game, it's one of the biggest errors in the order of battle. Like I said, I don't beat he did a great job, given the resources he had. He made that unit airborne. So not air mobile, but airborne, right?
Right.
And treated it like a normal airborne brigade, but with 4 battalions. And so it had like a 5 artillery value. And in this module that we're playing, it's been corrected.
Okay.
There was never an errata put out for it, but historically, the 173rd, and you've seen the game, it's just its equipment, how everything it had, right, was just like one of those brigades from the 1st Air Cavalry, but with 4 battalions. So here it is, it's air mobile now, it's inherently air mobile. The other order of battle thing that I poked out when I went through it was he has the 199th Brigade kind of up there in the northwest where I set them up.
Yeah.
Northeast, I should say.
Yeah.
They weren't there historically yet. They showed up in so our game starts in this War Zone C, which encompasses Attleboro and Cedar Falls,
Mm-hmm.
which I'll talk a little bit about those historical operations, just where they occurred quickly in a second here. But it ends with the first turn up, so it's 3 turns long. So we start with the first turn of winter, the second turn of winter, and the first turn of spring.
Mm-hmm.
That unit should show up actually the second turn of winter, but they weren't committed to any search and destroy operations until the spring because they were brand new into Vietnam.
Okay.
When they were moved in that area, they showed up actually December 3rd. So if I was like redesigning this scenario, I would probably have them show up as a turn 2 reinforcement.
Mm-hmm.
But with the stipulation they cannot participate in any operations until the 3rd turn.
Yeah. Yeah.
But other than that, he nailed it. It's good. People will be able to see on your screen when we get to those units. What's it called? Like he has the 9th VC division, and historically, and it's funny, I think you have the 272nd VC regiment as one of your units.
I think that comes. Does it come in as a reinforcement? I think.
Let me take a look.
I think.
Yes, on turn 2.
Yeah.
You get the 165th and the 272nd.
Yeah.
Historically, actually, the 9th VC division was the 271st, the 272nd, and the 273rd. And earlier in the war, the 272nd was an independent regiment, and then they made it part of a divisional structure. And just part of the little difficulties in tracking down those orders of battle for him, but it suffices for the game, which is it's what did happen historically in this operational scenario is 2 independent regiments did indeed show up later, which is reinforcement. So I always end up, whenever I play his game and I know the in-depth history real well, I always end up tipping my cap to Nick Karp, especially given like they didn't even have the original histories out. A lot of what they had were monographs that were, some of them were very biased, especially the one dealing with this scenario. Okay. So the fact that he got it right always really impresses me. So
yeah, no,
that's the so all right, so we're ready to start off, and we
yeah. So just to point out, the viewers are viewing my vassal, and as the NLF, you can see my pieces, and they have that the top left-hand corner have got a sort of blue square with the yellow star on it. That's a hidden status. So Pat can't actually see those. I can see those. You can see those. Hopefully Pat's not looking at the stream too much.
The only unit of his that I can see is there's the 101st NVA regiment.
Yeah, this guy.
And that's the only one where I can actually see the values. Everything else looks like a blue square with a yellow star.
Yeah.
Which is one of the beauties of playing this game on the Vassal module. It really, a lot of little administrative things that you would do with the hidden movement and such like are just kind of taken care of for you. So, all right. So as we start off, every
there's three turns to the game, by the way. 3 turns.
Right. Three operational turns.
Yes.
So, and there's no seasonal interface. It's just like in the campaign game. So as we start off a turn, it starts off with the support phase, where if we go up to that section of the map and show them the tracker.
Where are we going? Sorry.
The general record track. And it's just, it starts off in the U.S. player notes all his support that's available. So as we look at that, I have, if you hover over the 8.
Sorry, I think I might be in the wrong place.
The general record track where all the replacements and stuff are.
Oh, yeah, that way. Sorry. Gotcha. Yep. So there. Here we go.
Yeah, hover over the 8. So I have 8 Arvin replacement points, and I have 8 air mobile points that I could use, as support. And then you see Alan, that white thing, Alan has 10 NVA replacement points, and he has 25 VC replacement points.
Yeah.
I have 20 US replacement points. Kind of low for the US in an aggressive scenario like this. And I have 30 air points. And if you scroll a little over to the right, if we look at the Ranger holding box, I have 4 Ranger battalions available for this scenario, which is quite a bit for a scenario. Actually, the maximum in the Ranger box in the campaign game would be 5. So, and I always say those don't just represent like South Vietnamese Rangers in this game. It represents special forces, commitments that turn into kinetic forces, etc. So that's the stuff. So in that first thing that we do, the support phase, right? Okay, we make note of that. It's already been all noted there. And then we go to the special operations designation phase. And I can place units on hold or patrol, and so can you.
Yes.
After I do. So let me see if I want to put anybody on hold or patrol. Well, I think we do.
Okay.
Oh, wrong button. I'm going to start with that guy on patrol.
And patrol kind of doubles the ZOC costs for moving from, leaving its ZOC, that unit's ZOC.
And I think we're going to put this guy on patrol.
I don't think it can't move as well. Is that correct?
Right. Yeah. They could do as we go through the game, they could do a reaction move, but then their ops complete.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see. I think we want that guy on patrol. And is that it? Yeah, I think I'm happy with everybody on patrol. So over to you. You can put guys on hold and patrol if you so desire.
Yeah, it's interesting. Probably I'll put this guy on patrol. There.
All right. Anybody else?
Nope, that's it.
All right. So we are now going to we move. That's the special operations designation phase, and just so everybody knows, this isn't the only time you can do that. You could do this during the game, if you have the initiative, but it's just a time. What it really does is in the game, a lot of times the NLF player has the initiative a lot. So it gives the US player the opportunity at the beginning of the turn to say, hey, there's some places I want to go on hold and patrol.
Yeah.
That's the primary purpose for it. So then we have a strategic movement phase where only the US can conduct security operations and employ strategic and naval movement. And I don't really know if I want to do that, but I might.
Okay.
Let's
keep us all in suspense.
Let's see if I do indeed want to do that.
Yeah, Simo, thanks for the message. It seems like we're cooking with gas. Wonderful.
Okay.
While Pat's deciding there, just to let you know that I'm pretty much a novice at the game. I did have a copy of this a long time ago, but I do most of my gaming solo, and it's tough to solo, and it kind of defeated me. So and that was many years ago. So
let's see here. I think we're going to.
I'll get my excuses in early.
Let's see.
Yeah, I might just do some shameless advertising. On Tuesdays we do have a stream with Jordan McMullen of PQ17. So very, very different type of game than this. Welcome to join us for that as well.
I think we're going to activate this guy for strategic move, and we are going to.
That would be the Arvin unit. Yep.
Yeah, we're going to move him there.
Okay.
And we can activate this guy for strategic move. It's going to go. I don't know if he'll be able to make it. Let's see here. So that would be 1, 3, 5. Yeah, he'll be able to make it. So he's going to go down this road and boop, he's going to go here. And then to leave that Zoc will cost him 1.
Yes.
And that will cost him 3. He used 3 movement points. And now he's used 5.
Yes.
And then he's going to keep going south until he gets to here. And then he will end his move there.
Okay.
And that is it for security operations strategic movement. So we are done with that, the strategic movement phase, and now we go into ops.
Yes.
So you have the initiative. You make the decisions about who goes.
Right. So I think I may go first with an operation.
All right.
So this would be a search and destroy mission.
Okay.
And I'll name it.
So activate units.
Indeed. So I will activate this unit. I'll activate this unit. I'll activate this unit and this unit.
So that's 4 units.
Yeah.
And I'm going to go slow because you haven't done a lot of search and destroys.
I haven't. So yeah.
So you designated the units and it's not. So now you select the target hex.
Indeed. So I will. Do I just place the target or is there something?
Yep. You place the target hex wherever you want it.
Operations markers, target hex. And we'll have Anlock. Why not?
All right. So you're going to attack Anlock.
Yes.
And now we have next comes declare support free fire.
Yes.
So I am going to add in I'm going to have, that unit's going to have an inherent ground strength of 1, and then we're going to have 2 Arvin rough puff, basically.
Yeah, the regional
self-defense forces, regional forces. So that's going to be 3. So first thing we're going to do is declare it a free fire zone.
Okay.
And so that's going to give me 4, and I could take 9 total firepower with that unit. So I am going to add in 5 air points to this defense.
Okay.
And that's my support for this operation. And now you may move.
Okay. So here I will move 2, 4, 5. 2, 4, 6. 2 to there. 2, 4 to there.
All right.
Okay.
So now we go, right. So now we go to the next stage, and there's no movement or reaction. Do you want to do any interdiction on that hex?
Yeah, interesting point.
Okay.
I'd need to use, is it 7 points to get a
3 for a -1,
3 for -1,
7 for a -2. And you're right, I'm not alerting, so it's merely a question. So
unlikely then.
Right. There are no VC defenders. So any target units in adjacent hexes or hexes being occupied by operating units. Yes. And then it says offensive interdiction or defensive interdiction.
Yes.
I don't want to do any of that. Okay. And then it says, hey, are there any operating units in the target hex? Yes, because all that alert stuff that would normally apply to NLF. No. So then the next step it says, what's it called? Right, determine modifiers. So, but this is when you reveal what you have.
Okay. So.
Right. I'm assuming it's the division. But I'll find out in a sec. Yeah, there's one of them. There's 2 of them. Most of the division in a battalion.
Yeah.
So the next question, it's moot. But the headquarters for the 9th, if it was in range, it could provide artillery support, but it's impossible for it to be in range. So, all right. Indeed. So now we crank out the odds and do the combat. So you've got 8, 16, 26, 29.
Yes.
And you are attacking 3 plus 9 equals 12.
Yep.
So that turns into
so just to explain already where that 12 comes from.
Right. So the unit itself, it's just a 105 artillery battalion. Mm-hmm. But when alone, they have an inherent ground strength of 1.
Yep.
Okay. Mm-hmm. And then notice that we're in a provincial capital. That provides 2 Arvin ground strength.
Yeah.
To the defense because of regional forces.
Kind of that's inherent defense in that kind of terrain.
Right. 3. So that's 3 ground strength, and then we have the 4 artillery, which is from that 105 unit that's there, and then we have 5 air. So that's 12. So you're attacking. You've got 29 attacking 12. So it's a 2-to-1.
Yes.
So we pull up the combat board. Let me fit it to width. good way to see the whole thing. And we see the combat board up there, and I'll click for everybody's purposes, but walk through it. So attacker strength. So the attacker's strength on the way combat works in this game is the attacker's ground strength plus the defender's firepower. So we see you have got 3, 10, 22 ground plus 10 pushes you to 32.
Indeed.
So you're on the 31 to 32 table. I have a ground strength of 3.
Yeah.
And we add in 2, 4, 9 to that. So I'm on the 12.
That's the little number in the middle of
right.
The
that's the firepower strength. So I'm on the 8 to 13.5.
Yeah.
The combat odds, we click there, it's 2 to 1.
Yep.
I am in a provincial capital, which is a -1. And notice I'm also in jungle, but they're the same.
Yeah.
So that doesn't really matter.
They don't stack.
Right. They don't stack. Now I have air.
Yes.
Which there could be air losses. And it's round 1, and that's important for this because you don't get any pursuit result, positive pursuit result from the first round of a combat against a provincial capital or a big city because you're attacking an urban center. So the way the game, as you guys will see, pursuit result is exploitation essentially after the combat. And when you're attacking like an urban area in the game, it's that first round, it's impossible for the attacker to get that kind of advantage.
Mm-hmm.
So that's that. So there we go. Everything, the combat board's all set up, and I will hit roll and resolve.
Yeah.
Here we go.
So if you look at the log, it's put all that stuff in there, and
calculate it all.
Calculate it all, and then you roll the dice if you like, and it'll sort out the results as well. So you don't even need to look at the table, which is very good.
Right. There's the result.
Yes.
Not much for things. So I'm going to take 1 defender loss. You're going to take a 2 loss.
Yes.
And that is the first round. And so obviously you could take it from NVA or VC as you desire.
Yeah. So I'll probably do one of each, I think.
All right. And your VC is under my arrow marker. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And I'm going to take 1 Arvin. Because I had those regional forces and I could take them. And so it was a mediocre result for the NLF there. And now we go now as we look at the chart and it says, hey, so we applied the casualties.
Yeah.
And then it says retreat, defensive reserve activation, and movement. Before we get to that, we can show people the combat chart. If you click on the big charts button up there.
The chart or the board?
So see where there, it's a button that looks like charts and it says chart sequence of play flow charts, right?
Oh yeah, sorry, right, yeah.
And click it, and if you click on combat, we'll show people how that result got done, right?
Yes.
So if you look up there, the net of all the modifiers was a +1 to the roll on a D6 for the NLF, the attacker.
Yeah.
So it was a 4 and it got modified to a 5. Okay. So the way you do casualties and results in this game is, so we've got a roll of a 5.
Yeah.
And remember, he was on he had a 32. So we go to that 5 and we go all the way up to the 31 to 42.5. And the number before the slash is the attacker losses. So that's why he lost 2. Alan did.
Yep.
And then we go down to where it says 13.5. That's me.
Yep.
Right? And the number to the right of the slash is how many losses I took as the defender. 1. And if you look, there are like little helicopters and airplanes next to certain results, that means if air mobile or if air were involved, you would take a loss of one of those. But 5 did not provide that result.
Yep.
That's that. It's pretty. So the way the combat system in the game really benefits. How can I put this? It's you as an attacker. It's more beneficial to be firepower heavy and ground strength small.
Yes.
To minimize and maximize those in terms of losses.
Yeah. As you can imagine, firepower isn't a big thing for the NLF. So, they just have to do what they can. The other thing, of course, is there's a pursuit modifier on the right hand side, which would normally be a +2, but as it's an NLF first round, it's a 0. It becomes a 0. Yeah.
I've played just to the chat Vietnam Rumor of War, and the problem is the system is broken. And it's also horribly ahistorical. So it was actually a game that I sold after I purchased it. It's that operational system has some serious problems with it, and there's just a lot of issues with it. To this day, that this game is still the unfortunately the soup du jour for this. The problem with it is horribly long if you play the campaign.
So there'll be competition soon, of course, because there's your game.
But mine is operational. It's in scale. I mean, it's not a strategic level game. All right, so
shamelessly plugging there for you.
Yes.
Work with me, mate.
So that's that. Now I can retreat, and I can call in defensive reserves.
Yes.
Well, question is, am I going to do that? And the question is yes. So.
Okay. Well, there's 2 questions there.
Right. So we're going to retreat, and we're going to retreat by. Now, remember, the key here is there was no pursuit result on this first round.
Right.
So we're going to air mobilize this artillery unit. Spend an air mobile point up there in the general record track. And he is going to go. One and a half because of your Zoc.
Yeah.
3. And a half. 4.5 and land there.
Okay.
And that takes the target. He takes the target with him. And then for defensive reserves, we're going to activate this guy. And he is going to go 2, 4, 7. End his movement there.
Okay.
And so what that does is, notice we go to a new round, but as we look at the flow chart, there's nobody in a target hex adjacent to you or in a hex with you.
Yes, indeed. So
operation ends.
So we got a lovely button up here saying end operation.
Right.
And hit that. And we get this sort of circle on the units that have been activated, and
creates
that's it.
Ops complete.
Indeed.
Right. So that what I just did is a great tactic for the U.S. right to shut down an offensive by the NLF, and it's very handy in the game when you're playing offensives, right? It's just a tactic. That's the way it works. Is you retreat the guy, but you use the defensive reserves that only the U.S. side can use to try to get somebody in the hex. The way to prevent that as the NLF is, or make it more difficult, is to try to get a guy in the hex attacking.
Right. Yes.
All right. So that's the end of the op. So you want to hide your hideables.
Yeah, indeed.
All right, and over to you again.
Yeah, and so that was the fun for the NLF, by the way, everybody. Now probably comes the pain, and I think. I think we'll let you do an operation.
All right, I think we may take you up on that offer. So we are going to conduct a search and destroy operation. And activate this guy. Activate this guy. And
so this is down at 173rd here.
Right.
Yeah. So just pointing out for people, it can be a little difficult to see. You can see the little active symbol appear on the side of the counter. And not only kudos to the design of the game, but also to the Vassal module. Of course, you see these the combat board and these little symbols, etc., which have been programmed in. It's very well supported.
This guy. So we're going to activate. You see there, divisional headquarters of the 1st Infantry Division and 1 battalion of the 1st Infantry Division.
That's right. Yeah.
And we are going to target this. It's a search and destroy op, and we're going to target this guy.
Okie doke.
And now we move.
Yep. As I told you, everybody, now's the pain.
This guy's going to go there. And guy and this guy are going to move together, and they're going to go half 1, half 2.
It's low because they're air mobile, of course. Naturally, air mobile.
Let me do this. Ooh, they're air mobile. They're actually using their capability. All right. So half 1, half 2, and a half. Yep. And then it's going to cost me 3 basically to land here, which we're going to do. Do we want to do that? No, we're going to go half 1, half 2, and a half. And then it's going to cost me 5.5 to land there. So your battalion, that's ops complete, gets a reaction move.
Right. So he can move. So he will go.
Full movement allowance.
Yeah, sure. I just think.
Yep.
So, do you get a reaction off my reaction?
No.
No. Okay, just checking. So we'll move there.
Okay.
That's 3. So just checking if I want to do any more. Might go there. So that's 3, 4, 5.
All right. So this infantry unit is going to go on walking on the ground. 1, 2, and then it's going to cost me 6 to walk into that patroller's zone of control.
Mm-hmm.
And that is that. And now it is, do I want to do any offensive interdiction? Indeed, I do. And we're going to do it with this guy, and we're going to interdict you for 2. So this brigade headquarters, the brigade headquarters of the 173rd, is going to spend 7 of its firepower. Increase. Have 2 left. And we're going to interdict for 2 here. And so with that, you may now do your alert roll.
Yeah, so this is an LF thing.
Right.
Where they can get a variable amount. Sorry.
A VC thing specifically.
VC thing, absolutely. Where I can try and get out of the way. Okay, so that's alert roll is done off the
target marker.
So it's a little 6.
That's a good roll.
It's a good roll, indeed.
So the terrain type is jungle. Yes. So you do your alert roll, and then you add the alert roll to the terrain type. So that's 8 movement points that he gets. Now it's gonna cost him 4 to leave the hex, 2 because it's interdicted for 2, and 2 more because I've got a unit in the hex with him. So that's it. So it will cost him.
Let's just zoom in here.
With terrains, it's going to cost you 6 to move into any adjacent hex. Total movement points.
So,
and then I don't think you'll be able to get away.
Not entirely, no.
No, you'll have to be adjacent to at least the guy in the target hex.
Yes, indeed. Yeah. I think this is interesting. In the just on the LF side, this kind of stuff about where you alert to, which way you retreat to, and things like that are very quite. It's kind of the thought part of the game for the LNF, I think. Anyway, as the little I've played. So I think I will go that way. Take the target marker with me.
Right. So take him off patrol now, and make it
ops complete. Yeah.
No, just activate him, and then he'll be ops complete at the end of the thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Right.
But take him off patrol. Just.
Oh. I see. Right.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Right. Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
All right. So he's going there. So I've got a guy who's adjacent.
We can get rid of the alert counter anyway.
Yeah. So I've got 3 ground adjacent, and I've got the 101st's artillery ready to pound in there in range. So we're going to attack you with everything. So that's 11.
Yep.
So go ahead and reveal yourself. All right, so that's a good battalion.
It's not your usual rubbish.
Yeah. So let's see here. End operation from the last combat. I'll pull up the combat board. And attacker strength. I'm on the 4 because you've got 1 firepower.
Yes.
And I've got 3 strength.
Yep.
And then you are 3 plus 8 puts you on the 11.
Yes.
And 11 attacking 4 is a 2 to 1.
Mm-hmm.
You're in the jungle.
Yep.
There is indeed air mobile involved in this operation. Even though they're not actively in the combat, they're nearby.
Yes.
And I'm going to click round 1, but it's not going to matter because there's no urban, and we roll.
Okay.
All right. So nothing, basically. There was no combat casualties.
Okay.
And 0 pursuit, but not quite 0, as we'll see.
Right. Yeah.
So now you may retreat.
Okay. So I'm not
Taking
under
the
this.
target with you. Right.
Yes, of course. Yeah. So I'm not subject to this interdiction anymore because I'm not in that hex
Nope.
anymore.
Nope.
So I can move 3 to there. And then move 6 to there. Or 5 to there, actually. So,
No, it was 6 because you had another Zoc.
Oh, there is a Zoc for Manlock as well. Yeah, you're right.
There is
6.
a Zoc in there.
I was right.
Right. So this guy, so I have a 0 pursuit result. Yep. So we look at the battalion from the 1st Infantry that's in the hex with the interdiction. The interdiction affects me too.
Yep.
So I've got an organic pursuit of 3. But
yeah, it's the
I can't.
The +3 on the counter is the
right.
organic pursuit.
But that leaves me with a net 1 to leave the hex, and there's nothing adjacent that is a 1. Mm-hmm. But there is a
you also have your paratroopers still.
Yes, air mobile. Although they would call themselves paratroopers, and yes. They are indeed going to possibly pursue. Let me see here.
So the focus here to get to the target hex to continue the combat, as you saw in the NLF combat with the withdrawal of the target hex away.
The key, right? The key being if it's worth it.
If it's absolutely, if you want to, yeah, absolutely, yeah. If you want to.
So let me see here. Yeah. We've accomplished our goal. It's not worth it. So I'm going to use his pursuit to try to just, I don't think I really need to cover down. Yeah, I'd like to get more pursuit out of the deal, though.
I hope everybody's following this. If not, do ask questions in the chat. It's quite an involved game. So yeah, I'm still finding my feet, and we've had a couple of little practices before this live stream. So do ask questions.
Let's see. You go half 1. Now I like him there. That's it. End of operation.
Okay.
Boom. Right. And you can.
I have to win.
Now you can ops complete your guy and hide his shame. Yep.
Ops complete and hide. Great. Okay.
And yeah, you can deactivate him too. I don't
yes,
know why it didn't. All right.
There we go.
So over to you. Over to you.
I'll let you go again.
All right. So activate this guy. This guy. This guy. And this guy for a, and might as well activate this guy. No, we'll save him for a search and destroy operation, and we are going to target the NVA.
Okay.
And here we go. So start moving with this guy. It's going to go there. And this guy is good. So that's a mechanized unit only, and all the headquarters are considered mechanized. So it's like half movement on the road. So this guy, the brigade headquarters, is going to go half 1, 2, follow up there to that fire base we've established. And we are going to send these guys are going to go half 1 and a half and go crunching the jungle off-road and paying the cost for your Zoc. So it costs 4 for mech to enter the jungle. And then 1 for your Zoc, and we're all just going to move into that target hex. Boom. And so now that I've finished my move, anybody who's adjacent can do a reaction move.
Yes.
Now, that could include moving into the hex, right?
Indeed. Certainly something to consider. So I think we may move this guy in.
Okay.
And we'll move that guy to there.
Okay. So we're attacking with everything because I know what you had there. I saw,
yes,
and that's
indeed.
a regiment.
Indeed.
So we've got 1725 artillery in range of this battle.
Yeah.
There's the 1st Division headquarters where even though it's ops complete, it can still support combat in that hex.
Yep.
We've got the 1st Brigade of the 1st Infantry Division, and we've got the 175s of the 6th of the 32nd in that fire base there.
Indeed.
So that's going to add up to, so that's 6. So go ahead and, well, doesn't matter. I need to interdict you first, so we'll just do it in order. I know what you got there, though. So that's going to be 8, 15, 25. I'm going to have 31 attacking. Okay. So the question is, do I want to interdict? Well, I'm going to be attacking 10 plus 8 is 18. So let's see. I think I'm just short of a 3-2. 31 divided by.
Yeah, that'd be 36 is 2 to 1.
No, it's 1.72. So
yeah,
it's
2 to 1. So yeah, that
just,
should be all right.
It's just a 3-2.
Yeah,
so now if I subtracted 7, I don't like that. So yeah, we're just going to do a straight up attack, because straight up mechanized attack here. Yep. So no interdictions and attack. So go ahead and unflip your guy.
Yep.
Your regiment you reinforced with.
Okay.
All right. So I am going to be 6 plus 5 is going to put me on the 11. 8 to 13 and a half.
Yep.
I am 6 plus no, I am 25 and you are 13. So that's going to put you on the 38.
Yep.
And it's a 3-2. It's in the jungle.
Yep.
And there's no air mobile. It's straight up ground combat. Okay. And here we go.
Let's see how this turns out.
Good for me. All right. Yep. So let's see here.
Defender lost 3.
So I get a pursuit of 1. And You need to take 3 losses. I need to take 1 loss.
Yeah. So we'll have do 1 VA, 2 VC.
All right, the U.S. takes 1 loss, and then you may retreat.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So it'll cost you 2 movement points to leave my hex.
Yeah.
So it'll cost you 4 to move adjacent, right?
Yeah. 4 to go there. Do they have to go together, the 2 units?
No, they could go separately, and they'll each keep their target hexes, as you'll see.
Yes, that's true. Yeah, they do.
Um,
Four, 6 to there.
7, because you're still on my Zoc.
Oh, it's
right.
Yeah, 7. And this one is. Oh, what's the point? This guy. Still, yeah. Actually, I'll move them both into here. And
Okay. So, alrighty then. So pursuit, I've got 1 pursuit, but the units that are in that hex, so all right, the target follows them.
Yep.
Units that are in that hex, they're not moving.
Mm-hmm.
But this is a juicy combat, and I would like to add some more firepower to it. So I've got the 10 still in range, but you're out of range of the division. So how do I get more firepower into it? I need to call up offensive reserves.
And these reserves are a thing the US player can do, but not the NLF player can't.
Right. So that's
just a bit of information.
1.5.
Simo, I'm glad you find it fascinating. Brilliant.
1.5, 3.
Great news for the chap.
He can't get there. I don't have enough pursuit to move that guy forward, so really my only options are to move gate up. You'll be defending with 18. So I want to keep this at least 1-to-1. And a half, 3. So that would require a little air mobilizing. Yeah, I think you've shot your wads. We're going to activate this unit. And we're going to air mobilize it.
Okay. So was that the Brigade HQ?
No, that's the 105s here. The ones you attacked who retreated, they're there.
Oh, over there. Sorry. Right. Yeah.
So they're going to go half 1, half 2, and a half. And they are going to land 2.5, 4.5. They're going to land there. That gives you a reaction move with that battalion that's there.
Yes, it does.
If you want.
He's kind of useful where he is, really.
All right.
Yeah, I think he's all right.
All right, so that's that. That's all the reserves, because you can keep doing them in sequence, like one after the other after the other.
Yeah.
So, all right, so that's that.
Yep.
So we're now going to move to the second round, and what I'm going to attack with is, so I've got 14 firepower in range. So I've got, you're 18.
Haven't you got more than that, haven't you?
No, because this guy who supported the first attack is out of range.
Yeah, you got the 10.
And this brigade who supported the first attack is out of range.
Out of range, right. That's true. Yeah.
So the 175s are in range, and I brought that guy in. So I've got 14.
Yes.
So, and you've got 18 total strength.
Yes.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to attack you with only 4 strength points.
Mm-hmm.
Out of the 6 that I could be attacking you with. So let's pull up the combat board. So it's a straight up 1-to-1 is what's going to happen, but this is going to show everybody how pursuit works.
Mm.
So your strength is my 14 firepower plus your 13 ground strength. So that's going to put you on the 27.
Indeed.
I am 4 plus your 5 is going to make me a 9.
Yeah.
So it didn't really matter here. No, I'm sorry. Let me reset that. I did that inversely. I am on the 9 here. Yes. You are on the 14 plus. You are on the 22 here.
22, yeah.
So if I had been 2 ground strength lower, I could have minimalized my casualties even more, but I wanted the 1-to-1 odds. Okay. Yeah. So I spent it. So 1-to-1, notice it's 1-to-1, but it gives a 0 die roll modifier to that D6. All right. And you're in the jungle.
Yep.
So we're at a net -1. But if you look at those units, they have an organic pursuit because they're mechanized. And one's armored cavalry of +4, which is higher than the normal US amount, right? Yeah. And I had the 1 pursuit result. So I'm going to have a pursuit modifier of 5 for the combat. And the way combat rounds work is like that, is if you don't move, whatever you have left in pursuit gets added to the next attack. Yeah. So I went with a 1-to-1, but I got a +5 to this. So it's like what we're looking at is really like I have a 4-to-1 with this attack. I have no air, but I have air mobile involved in the operation.
Yep.
And we roll and resolve.
Indeed.
Boom. See, and there we go. And that's where the pursuit really helped out. So you take 2 and I take nothing. And there's a 2 pursuit, which I will increase. And notice it was a net +4 to the roll. So I rolled crappy 1. All right, so you're taking it all, letting the VC absorb the losses.
Yep.
And
that's good. North Vietnamese should, I suppose.
All right, and now you may retreat.
Okay. So that's that would be 3 to there. 4, 5 to there. 6, 7 to there.
All right.
And this guy. Go 3 to there. 6 to there. And
all right.
Target hex as well.
All right. We've made much hay out of this operation. And it is time to now Dihe. So this guy is going to go there for a land there. So it costs. No, I think we're still stuck in your Zoc. Yeah, we are. So we can't do that with that guy. He can't land there because it's going to cost him. No, he can't. He's got 1.5. So it actually costs him 2 to land there. 1 to leave your Zoc and 1 to land. So he's leaving adjacent to you.
And the
and
half for the move?
No, there's no half.
Oh, there's no
right.
Half. Okay.
Right. So because he's landing, he's not moving. He's landing in an adjacent hex.
Right.
And then these guys are going to. They've got 6 movement points. So I don't think they can get away from you. Because it's going to cost me 4. No, they can't. It's only 5 total movement points. So this guy's going to go 4 for movement and 1 for your Zoc. So that's 5 and a half.
Mm-hmm.
And then this guy's going to go 5 to there, and that's going to end the operation. Good operation.
Okay.
All right. And you can hide your guy.
Okay. Right. Okay. So that's that operation done. I'll let you go again.
All righty then.
So we've got the 25th Division guys
Yeah.
here.
We're going to activate them for a search and destroy. And anybody else? Yeah, this guy. And we're going to throw in seven air points. And we're going to do a search and destroy. We're going to target that guy. And let's see here. Half 1. And jungle. 1. So it'd be 1 for your Zoc. And 4. So we're going to move. Actually, just roll off the road and go right into that hex.
Okay.
And this guy's going to go. These guys are going to move here. And then this guy's going to go 1 and walk into the hex as well. And we are going to interdict you for 2.
Okay.
So that's going to cost me 14. So we're going to spend this guy because I'm not declaring a free fire. That guy's 7. And the other guy in the hex with you 7. So it leaves me with 7 air points for support for the operation.
Yep.
So you may now do an alert roll.
I will do. 2.
You're not going anywhere.
No.
Costs you 4 to leave the hex, and that's it. So you may fight or disperse. It's up to you.
So let me think about this. Just checking, if I disperse, does that give you the victory point for the unit?
Yes.
It does. Okay. No, I won't.
All right, so I'm going to attack you with everything I got left, which is going to be 7 ground and 7 air, so that's 14. So go ahead and flip.
Okay.
That's a political section. All right, so he...
Bunch of guys with a radio.
Yep, so he goes away.
Yep.
He goes to the dead box, and that ends the operation.
So,
no, not...
Oh, did Paul?
No. Sent my guy to the dead box.
Oh, did I? Sorry.
Yes.
Oh.
Click on the political section.
Yes, thought I did. There we go. Right.
Yeah, there we go. All right, so that.
So the political section is interesting here because they're a unit and they count for a victory point for being destroyed, and they're worth nothing. But
they have Zocs.
They have Zocs. Yeah. They are a dummy, if you like. So you put quite a lot of certainly air points into that. It sucks up all that stuff, if you like. And it's now ops complete, I suppose. So that's a sort of secondary use for them.
Right.
Anyway, right.
Over to you.
Okay. I'm going to take an operation and do a strategic move.
Okay.
So I'm going to activate this guy. And strategic move is kind of triple movement points. So I will go... what does the river cost?
Extra, that's a minor river. It's an extra. It's a +1.
+1. Yep, +1. Okay, so so that's 3 to there.
Right.
That's 4, 5 to there. 6. Actually, the road cancels the river, presumably.
Yeah, but you're on a road, so it doesn't
Yeah, it
matter.
doesn't.
That just
Yeah,
costs.
we cancelled the road. Yeah. Okay. So that was 4 to get there. 5 to get to there. 6, 7.
No, so. All right, so go back to where you started.
Yeah.
All right. So going north costs 3. So that's
Yeah.
3 to there,
Yeah.
right? 4 on the road to the next
Yeah.
space.
That's right. Cool.
Then it's 6 because you're in my Zot.
Yes, that's right. Yep. Yep.
Then it would be 8 if you kept going on the road.
Right. Do you get a reaction?
You have to end your movement next to me
Next to
in
me.
order
Right.
to.
Okay. Um, just a minute. 8 to there.
Mm-hmm.
11 to there. 13 to there. Actually, I'll go 13 to there. I think. Yeah. Okay.
All right. So end the operation.
Indeed.
That'll ops completed.
Okay. And over to you again.
All right. So we are going to conduct a search and destroy. Activate that guy and that guy and nah, we're not going to do all that. Boop. It's a thought. We're going to activate this guy and this guy. And thought I had more independent artillery hanging out here. Maybe I don't. I do. And
Jordan, hi. Sorry, I didn't see your chat message there.
I'm gonna add in 5 air points to this up. And activate this guy. And I think that's all we want. So here we go. The target is going to be this guy.
Okay.
And shall move. These guys are going to go half 1, half 2, half 3, and then 5. Enter the target hex. And this guy's going to air mobilize. He is going to go half 1, half 2, half 3, half 4, 5.5. Seven and a half and land there. This artillery unit's going to go half 1, half 2, half 3, half 4, 5.5, and go into that hex. So we're going to try to mix it up with the NLF, and we're going to use the brigade here.
Yeah.
To interdict you for 2. Still got 5 points left. So you may try to alert out of there.
Thank you. Terrible.
You're not leaving the hex. No.
Okay.
So now it's combat odds time. I know you're a regiment. Because I have intel, yes. And so you are 8. So I think what I want to do is attack. I want a 1-to-1. So I've got 4 artillery left, and I've got 5 air.
Yeah.
So if I just attack you with, let me look at the combat board. I am just going to attack you with the guy in the hex and all the firepower. So
yeah, so not
go right. Go ahead and reveal thyself.
Okay.
All right. So I am attacking with I've got 6. You're 2 plus my 4.
Yep.
And you've got 6 plus 9 puts you on the 15.
Yep.
And the combat odds are, let's see, that was 4 and 9. Let me do the math on that real quick. You're
13.
I'm 13 divided by 8 is just short of a 3-to-2.
Okay.
So it's a 1-to-1. And you are you're in jungle.
Yep.
And there's air, and there's air mobile.
Yep.
And we roll and resolve.
Indeed.
Not bad. I lost an air point though.
Ah.
So you take 2 losses.
Yep.
Or ground fire, whatever. And this total marker goes from 30 to 29.
Okay.
And now you may retreat.
Indeed.
So it will cost you 4 to leave that hex. So you best you can do is one adjacent.
Yeah. It's just which one do we want to do? We're going to go back to safety, haven't we? So we'll go. Oops. Sorry, hang on. There.
All right.
Let's get the target hex marker to go with it.
Right.
Yeah.
And the pursuit from that was a 0.
Mm-hmm.
But this guy's the only guy who's gonna move, and he's gonna go there.
Mm-hmm.
Land there for 2.
Yep.
He's the blocking force, obviously.
Indeed. Yes.
And the guys who are adjacent to you are just gonna hit you.
Yep.
So we're not gonna move, we're just gonna attack.
Okay.
So we go back to the combat board, new round, reset.
Yes.
All right. And we are going to attack you with all our firepower, which is 5 air.
Yep.
The what do you call it? The 4 artillery
Yep.
and the 7 artillery. So that's 15 plus our 4 would make us 19. Yep. So we're actually yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to attack you with everybody, basically. Okay. So attacker strength. So once again, we're on the 6.
Yep.
However, you're now getting shellacked by 4, 7, and 5 is 16. So 16 puts you on the 22.
Yep.
The combat odds, 19 against 8 is a 2-1.
Yep.
We're still in jungle. I can get rid of. I'm going to get rid of this this thing. I don't need it. And we are somehow the interdiction got deleted, and that's okay.
Yeah.
Because we're in the next round now. It doesn't matter. I'm not applying any interdiction, and my total pursuit though is +4 from that organic for that mechanized unit. So boom.
Yeah.
We already took an air loss, so we don't need to check it off again. You can only lose a maximum of 1 in a multi-round combat. Okay. But the air mobile still involved. Yep. So here we go. And I lost an air mobile point, of course. So expensive operation for me.
Yeah.
So now I get a 4 pursuit.
Mm-hmm. I get 2 losses.
Increase. 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 And I take 1 air mobile. And when you take losses, it's the same way. So this permanent marker goes down by 1. So I had 8 to start the scenario, and it's basically from here on out I have a pool of 7 to work from. Yeah. So all right. So why I didn't use any points, but that inherently air mobile unit being involved in this op can always expose helicopters. Sure. So I've got a 4 pursuit, and you may retreat.
Okay. So all I could really do is go there for all it matters. Okay.
So that's 6. I mean 3. You can still move another more if you want.
Oh, that's true. Sorry. Yeah. I was thinking of the interdiction. It's not there anymore. So yeah, we'll move to there.
All right. So we've got 4 pursuits. So this air mobile unit has an organic pursuit of 3. So it's got 7 movement points to play with. So it is going to go half 1 and land. And these guys are just going to stay in this hex that they're at. Mm-hmm. And that's going to end the operation. And you may hide yourself.
Yeah. So I explain the issue of you following me into Cambodia is a victory point problem for you.
Right. Yeah. So I can be on the border hex like this guy.
Yeah.
And I can attack one in. So if you were adjacent, I could attack you. But where you are right now, I can't touch you.
Yeah.
Those dashed hexes have an extra, allow you to move an extra hex inside.
Yeah.
If you're adjacent to one of those dashed hexes, and then you can still attack without invading Cambodia per se. They're basically disputed border hexes between the South Vietnam and Cambodia as a result of the French independence.
Yeah.
So, and they would play games with those. So over to you for the next operation.
You can go again. We'll make this the last one, I think, for the evening, for the stream.
All right.
I think we scrambled everybody's brains enough.
So let's see here. Activate this guy.
Yeah. Wardrobe, welcome. Yeah, it's pretty good, isn't it? Yeah. So you do need to bend your brain around it, but yes, indeed.
This guy. Yeah. This guy.
Zoom out a little here. So we're up with the 199th here now.
Guy. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 air points in this operation. And we're going to air mobilize this unit. And target going to be that guy. And anybody else that wanted to activate? Nope. So, moved contact. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to there. And this guy's going to go last. This guy's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 to there. This guy's going to go half 1, 2, half 3, half 4, half 5, and half 6, 7, 8, and land there. And this guy's going to go walk into that hex. And this guy is gonna there. Just boop. And we are going to this guy's gonna go there. We are going to interdict you for 1. And that is going to use 2 of this guy's 3. 5. He's going to leave him with 2, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
And you may try to run away.
Okay, my alert roll. 4.
So that's 6.
6 total.
It's going to cost you 3 to leave the hex.
3, 4, 5. I can go 1 hex. Okay.
Right. Right. It's essentially what you can do.
Yeah. So, I think discretion is the greater path valor, and I'm going to disperse.
All right. So bear in mind, I believe that's a regiment, or it could be a battalion. So I could be wrong. So it's up to you.
Yeah.
If it's a battalion, it's not a big victory point hit. But if it's a regiment, it's a pretty big victory point hit.
Absolutely. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah. Still going to disperse. So.
All right. So the way that works, is it a regiment?
No.
Okay. All right. So what you do is you flip him.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, and you send him to the dead pool.
Yep.
And you give yourself 3 replacement points.
Yeah. So I don't think he's getting out of there somehow.
No.
Discretion, the better part of valor there, I think. You're surrounded. Just put on peasant clothes and look like you're busy in the field.
Leave. So that's that. That ends the operation.
Yeah. Okay.
And that is that.
Indeed. So, yeah. We'll hold it there. We'll hold it there.
I will save it. Save
game.
game.
And I would say, even though it looked like I wasn't doing anything, I would say that my brain was going quite a rate. So
I think you did. I think you did all right. I think you did a big attack that made you vulnerable.
Yeah, exactly.
The first
turn. I thought that was the thing. So, Anlocks near the border, do a big attack. Probably won't work, but if it does, great. If it doesn't, then try and run. Which is
right. And as you're learning lessons, those are the toughest things to do with the NLF. Is if an attack goes awry, then you're exposed, right? Yeah. And so then you're spending the rest of the time like saying, how can I extricate my regiments out of here, et cetera, et cetera. It's attacking with the NLF is an acquired skill. So
yes, indeed. Good. And that's my first one. So there you go, guys. It failed, but there you go. For the first one. I'm kind of quite happy with that. I was kind of half expecting, my God, those guys aren't going to actually make it at all. They'll just end up in a sort of a deluge of American units and stuff. So which happened, but I got away, if you like. So
I'm fairly happy. I killed a lot of replacements. I killed some units. Yes. I've swept some areas. And I only declared 1 free fire, which I had to. I was like, wow, I get to attack all these regiments.
Yes, exactly.
We're going to declare this province free fire, but it's but you see the density of operations required just to accomplish things. So right now, victory point wise, where things stand, because it's always good to follow along.
Yeah.
So right now, you're not occupying anything. Let's see here.
No.
The only special rules is I get 3 for each region which has no NLF units. So are there any regions with no NLF units?
No.
Nope, you've got them in Fuklong, you've got them in Binlong, Hanagia,
Yeah.
which I almost have cleared, but not quite, and Tain.
Yes.
And I have lost 1 air mobile, 1 air, and I think 1 US replacement, and 1 Arvin. But you need 4 for 1 to even get a victory point out of the Arvin. So I believe for the US, let's see the basic victory points.
Yeah, so losses are at the top here, aren't they?
So you've lost 2 for the battalion in the political section.
Yes.
And I've lost 3 for the replacement point and the U.S. air and air mobile losses. So that is a net of -1.
Okay.
So what we do is we subtract you from me, actually.
Yes.
Is that the right? So we see levels of victory. Less than 0 is a U.S. victory.
Yeah.
But right now we're at a draw, leaning U.S. because it's a net of 1.
Yeah. 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 So it's in the middle. So it could have been a lot worse for me.
And what's interesting is you notice at the end of each turn, you get 3 victory points for each region. So it's not at the end of the game, but it's like as each turn ends, if you've cleared an area,
yes,
which then in the game means you want to keep moving. You want to keep like pumping guys into those areas if I get them cleared.
Yes,
to keep me from getting that. So
that's right.
All right. Well, that was a load of fun. Well, thank you everyone for showing up.
Yeah, thanks, and hopefully that was entertaining. And we'll try and rejoin on Saturday. With fair weather behind us. I'll let everybody know on Twitter, and hopefully we'll see you then. But yeah, thanks for watching. And last word from yourself, Pat.
Word. Bye-bye.
There you go. Cheers. Bye. Done. Cool.